Hi guys, just wanted to do a quick run through of Formation Maker. I'm going to do a run through of the mobile layout first, and then I'll come back and do a quick run through of the desktop layout. First of all, an introduction. Um, Formation Maker allows you to create a formation for Blood Bowl for the 11s format, and then save those formations for reference. And then once you've got your formations, you can load them up and move them around, try out some different formations, and then switch over to playbook mode. And when you're in playbook mode, that allows you to create some plays, such as practicing your one-turn touchdowns, or perhaps some other um, reference play. Um, so from this screen, you've got the select box and then you've got the create box. So in the select section, you can select either offense or defense, pretty self-explanatory. And you've got your teams, you can choose from the various Blood Bowl teams, and then also the various positions. So this is one way to select your team initially, just to get you started, kick you off. You can also load a formation you've previously saved. So if you've got one you've saved in here, it will appear and you can load that up. Or you can import a team from Tour Play. And then import is offense or defense. I'm not going to do that now, but you can have a play around with that. What you'll need is the files from your league commissioners. They'll need to export those from the Tour Play interface, and then, or maybe just throw them all into a central Google Drive, which is what I do, and then anyone can just pick them up and import their teams just to see how they might line up against their next opponent, for example. And I might show you an example of how you might do that later. First, we'll just talk through the interface. So once you've selected your team, you can then click on Create Formation. That will take you through to this sort of pitch view, and then you've got the dock at the bottom here, which you can open and close. And there's various menus to explore here that do various things. At the top, you've got an information button. You've got a lock button which locks the pitch, so you can't move it around. Otherwise, you can move it around and scroll in and pan. You've also got a switch between offense and defense. You can see at the bottom there, it says it gives you an indication of where you are, just a bit of a indicator to functionality and current team selected. So you've got, in this case, defense, orc team, you're in formation mode, and we're on the session tab of controls at the bottom here. And if you switch between modes, you can see top right you get formation and playbook. I've accidentally put an orc down there. Let's delete him. And that just gives you an indication of where you are. You can actually click on it to just close all the controls down. So if you are in a specific mode ready to put your team down, currently in formation mode, I'm just going to hide controls, and then I can start putting my team on the line if I want. So blue at the top is defense, red at the bottom is offense. So I've put down an orc lineman. If I press and hold, I can then select different positionals, so a blitzer or a troll, for example. And then you can start filling out your formation. So I'm just going to put a couple of throwers down, maybe some big blockers, and then just a few, maybe a goblin, and then a couple of linemen perhaps. There you go. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so one more, 11. Okay, so that's all 11 players. If you try to put any more down, it doesn't let you. The exception is snotling teams, which lets you put extra players down. It counts as swarming. And like I said, press formation again, takes you back into the dock UI, and then you can switch your team and do the same for the other side. So in this case, I've got lizard selected, so we've got crocs, we got the Saurus blockers. So you can start building your formations up like this. And once you're done, let's just put some skinks down. So that's my two formations built. So what I can do now is I could save these. So I can go into formation files and then save formation. You notice this highlighted red at the moment. If you switch to offense, it's highlighted blue. So I'll save the offense and just call it lizard 1. Press OK. And then I'll change to defense and just save this formation as orc 1. OK. And that's kind of the basics of like creating and saving your formations. There's other things you can do, and maybe we'll cover those in a separate video, but I'm sure you can probably work out most of the functionality yourselves. But yeah, have a go and enjoy. Thanks.